Welcome to episode 5 of Lifehack Advisors Roundtable. We got the whole crew here: John, Stevie P, Mike, and Marcus. Today we're going to touch on some things from past episodes, get some updates on challenges, but we are going to mostly review questions we've received from curious individuals, life hackers, human beings, earthlings that are out there. So gents, I'm going to read from the different ones we have received, and the first one is, how do you manage, improve, combat, and or conquer stress and anxiety? What are your techniques other than masturbation?
That's exactly where I was going to go with that. Wrap it up. Next question. I was going to say I've jerked it twice since I've been here. And on that note, is that your answer or no?
Stevie P?
I'll say anything that fosters presence. Because anxiety is a matter of not being present. It's projecting all of these what ifs and imaginary scenarios into the future. So it's like something that doesn't exist or might possibly exist, and you're wasting all your energy worrying about it.
Or occasionally the past, I would say.
Beating yourself
Occasionally
up.
the past, yeah. So anything that forces you to be present. So something that's going to kill two birds with one stone, the stress part as well, is working out. If you're deadlifting 400 pounds, you're not going to be worrying about something that's going to happen a week from now, you know?
Nope.
It's going to be stress relief, and you have to be utterly present. Or if you're doing pistol squats, if you're thinking about, oh, why didn't you text me back while you're doing a pistol squat, you're going to fall on your ass. So
That sounds like personal experience.
That sounds like CrossFit right there, actually.
So any type of workout, especially resistance training, is going to both annihilate anxiety and kill stress too.
Mike?
Yeah. Also, I would just like to say that Buddha is a little tougher this week. Sorry for interrupting you. But yeah, I actually was going to say the same thing.
Here's this.
That's the healthiest way. Yeah, I was going to say basically the same thing, which is, my armchair psychologist, which is, I took like a psychology class, and one of the most interesting things they talked about was all these different defense mechanisms, like projection and repression and all these things that you use when you're getting upset about something.
Ego.
And they basically pointed out that like the primary thing that helps you the healthiest one is called sublimation, where you're taking those negative feelings and channeling them into some sort of positive, which generally, oftentimes is going to mean something like exercise, so playing a sport or doing weightlifting. And I mean, I've always found that to be true, and there's study after study that show that it is linked to lowering your depression, et cetera, that sort of thing. So, I mean, to me, that's the biggest thing is probably exercise. And I will say one other thing I think is if it's a certain type of anxiety where you're very anxious about something that you need to get going on, or it's like a big project, taking any sort of action, I think, is very, very, very helpful.
Breaking it into smaller pieces.
Right, and actually one of the most interesting quotes I saw recently is that people have the misconception that motivation precedes action, but action precedes motivation, which I think is very true. So, yeah.
John Boy?
Well, normally I would say exercise,
Oh.
and I'd like to jump on that. I mean, you get the endorphin rush and this and that, but you can really stretch it to anything that you find yourself passionate about. I mean, it goes off what Steve said. If you start doing something, the things you're passionate about, it's going to help you be more in the now, because you're going to be focused on that passion instead of all the bullshit. And something I found recently, a new book I started reading. It's like 12 Steps to Creative Freedom, Riding the Dragon or something. I don't forget the exact name. I posted it on the website, but it starts with morning pages, and every morning you write in a journal 3 pages longhand. And they show that like they found like that to be like the set number of pages, not too long, not too short, and just writing it longhand makes it seem more real. But I've been getting shit out of me first thing in the morning that I didn't even know was bothering me, just from the going. Like as soon as something's in my head, I don't even think. I just let the pen be the conduit, and it just flows out of me. And I'm sure going back reading some of the stuff, I'm like, this guy, fuck. You know what I mean? Like stuff I didn't even know was stressing and bothering me.
So,
Asshole clients.
yep.
That's such a good point because externalizing is crucial, and so many people just hold things in, and then it gets to the point where they don't even know what they're holding in because it gets stored subconsciously, and they have no outlets for it. So people need to proactively express themselves through writing, express themselves through actually any artistic endeavor, and then do things like working out and things like that to get those outlets.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to be soaking up everything, and it's going to fester and rot inside of you.
Because
all
even
of these emotions.
Elliot Hull says, you don't want to just work out. You want to express yourself creatively, because otherwise you become too,
Then you're-
one-dimensional. You
then
become
you're
a
dependent on
polar.
it.
Yep.
Then you won't know how to handle yourself when you're not working out.
Yeah,
So you'll be addicted to it. So you have to know how to handle yourself 24/7.
That's how you become that meathead stereotype. You really do. You start losing your brain if you focus too much on that one.
And then the ironic thing is you'll get anxiety because you'll be like, oh, I have to go to the gym.
Yep.
I'm stressed. I got to go to the gym. And if you don't
I
have a
was like
gym in
that.
front of you, you're going to be freaking out. So you have to attack everything on every level.
Yep.
Emotional, physical, mental, spiritual. All levels you got to hit.
I would add to that meditation, because then you actually see things for what they are. Acupuncture, to dovetail on blockage that you were talking about.
And
freeing
along
up-
the same lines were meridians, Reiki.
But acupuncture for me has worked effectively at releasing things that I've been holding on to and I was not aware. And I would say I used to be one with jogging, where traveling all around the world, I would use jogging to both cure jet lag, but also deal with stress. But then it became
And ruin
more
your
of-
thyroid
down.
hormone. and
The knees.
Hey, he's got the beer next.
No, I put it back because I was going to say meditation.
yeah.
All right.
So that's the real reason for your weak knees.